All right, guys. Hey, welcome back to another YouTube video of mine. And today we are back with this dang car. It's 2018 Chevy Impala V6. And today we are changing out the intermediate shaft. If you remember, if you've been following along with all these repair videos, we're thinking that this is the part that's actually making that clanking noise, because I've already replaced the arms at the bottom, the shocks, the tie rods, its sway bar bushings, and I think this is the part that is actually messing up. There's actually like a bearing in here that can wear out and cause this to get loose. So that's what we're gonna do today. We're gonna replace it, and hopefully with as much work as I've done to this car, it goes pretty smoothly, pretty fast. And I just wanted to make this video also because when I was looking at videos on YouTube on how to replace this, they didn't have any good tutorials or anything like that. Mind you, I'm not a mechanic, so do not take my advice. Take it with a grain of salt. I'm just gonna show you what I did, and apparently this part is in high demand because it also took about a month for it to get here. So if you have to replace this part, make sure you put an order in. And for this car itself, here's the part number right here. So this is the part number right here, and y'all can take it off the video right here. Pause it if you need the same part. Again, this is for a 2018 Chevy Impala V6 Premier, and let's get to it. Also, there is a little bit of damage on this part, as you can see. I think this has to do with maybe like shipping and handling and stuff. But there's actually like a little bit of a bent on this, which what I'm gonna do is, instead of returning it back, it's not a big deal. I'm just gonna try to bend it back and make it as circular as I can again. Not too big of a deal, but still a little annoying. And this is why you need to have people that know how to ship and handle your things properly, because stuff like this can happen. But we're gonna adapt and overcome. We're gonna get this repair started. All right, guys. So the longest part of this repair, other than waiting for a part to come in, was probably trying to get this dang tie rod off. It just would not budge, and it was stuck in there. Eventually, I was able to get it out, but man, I probably spent like 2 hours on that. So just be aware that those things can get stuck, and it's sometimes good to get something where you can put pressure at the bottom and pop them out while you hit it on the side, like how I was. But anyways, other than that, the repair actually went pretty smoothly. There was a couple times that things were not wanting to come out, but it just takes a little bit of maneuvering around, and eventually it should come out. Another thing, guys, if y'all like the music background that I do when I'm doing these repair videos, let me know. Or if y'all decide, or if y'all think that I should just leave it out completely, I can do that as well. But I just want to hear y'all's opinions on the music in the background as I'm doing these repairs. Alright, guys, so here I was trying to get the CV axle out, and the best way I found was hitting it on the back, and to the point where it finally unclips, and then you should be able to easily pull it out. There we go. All right, guys. So as y'all see, I was able finally to pull this out. But another reason why I am making this video is to say that this is actually kind of challenging to change out. For me, at least it was, because the tie rod, I probably took the most time, probably took 2 hours trying to get that thing off compared to actually taking everything else off. So be aware of that. This part is actually not that hard to get to. But the instructions that I read and that mostly I watched on YouTube were not very clear. So the thing is that you need to take off, you can't take this part off all in one swoop. At least I couldn't. I was struggling trying to get that to come out with the CV axle and the actual intermediate axle, and I could not get it to come out together. So note to self, take the CV axle out first, and then you'll be able to take the mounting bracket off, and then you'll have to unscrew 3 bolts to get the bracket to move back out, and that way you're able to pull it out, and then you can get it out of the way. Otherwise, this bracket is going to be in the way of the chassis and a bit of the motor block itself. So just be aware that to make things easier on y'all, make sure y'all take it off at piece by piece. It's a lot easier. And again, unscrew the 3 bolts, push the bracket back out, and then you're able to pull it out. There's no C-clip on this that I can tell, so it should just slide out, and all you'll do is rotate it as soon as it rotated a little bit to put it back in. But yeah, that's my recommendation to y'all. And this job has actually not been too difficult. The only thing that's been difficult is just trying to get some of these parts out. But other than that, so far it's been pretty good. I'm going to inspect a little bit of these parts, because from what I can tell, this mounting bracket actually does not look good at all anymore. There's actually a crack in there, and I don't know if I want to reuse this, because the bearing actually sits on here, and it could have been why this thing was messed up. And after further inspecting, I can actually see that this mounting bracket is actually cracked all the way. Guys, this is crazy. And it could be that this mounting bracket is the reason why it caused this part to fail. I'm gonna see if y'all can see that. So in here, right there, where my finger's at, I don't know if you can see that, but there's a crack that goes all the way through the back of this. And you can, and like even on the inside of this itself, it's actually pretty much cracked. So instead of me just replacing the axle, intermediate axle, I think I'm gonna have to replace the bracket itself too, because I do not feel safe enough to let Jennifer keep driving on this, because if this breaks, nothing else. This is not gonna be held anymore, and it can cause probably a lot of damage to your car. So I guess the next thing is, and unfortunately this day just ended up getting a little longer, we're gonna have to hunt down this piece and hope that they have it in my small town, because I'm not putting this back on. So I'll catch y'all guys here in a little bit, and update y'all here in a second about what happened. All right, guys, welcome back again. It's been 2 days since our last time that we filmed this repair job. We ended up having to look for a part like this. Went to the junkyard to try to find it, and we could not find it. If we recall, this part was cracked all the way through on this side. I don't know if y'all can see that or not. You can tell on the inside right here, it cracked all the way through, and we had a special order this new part. This is what they call a intermediate shaft bracket or mount. And here's the new one. This one looks good, no cracks, anything. So now I'm gonna be able to put everything back together, and we're gonna go from there. All right, guys, so this came in bent, and I was able to bend it back. Just a little aluminum cover that goes on the transmission case, and I was able to fix it. So the next thing we are gonna do, this doesn't have a C-clip like the CV axle. This actually just slides in there. So I'm gonna go ahead and slide that in. But before we do that, you have to make sure that you slide in the mount before you do that. But do not tighten it on the actual shaft itself yet, because you're gonna need to be able to maneuver it. So here we go. There we go. Got it in there. Easy peasy. Nice, that should help me line it up. All right, guys, so what I'm gonna do right now is I'm screwing everything in a little slowly, because I want to make sure that it sits in there right, how it's supposed to. So I want to make sure that that's why I'm taking my time to just kind of screw everything a little bit and not over tighten it. So that's what I like to do, is just sometimes you just use my hand and tighten them as much as I can before I actually put any torque on these screws. That way I know that the mount actually set on there right, and I know that it's going to be correct once I screw these in. And I know that y'all see that if my leg is in there, just be aware that I am using jack stands. So I'm very, very self-conscious about safety out here. So I try to be as safe as possible when it comes to working with cars underneath here, because I know what can happen. And I've seen TikToks and YouTube videos of people not using jack stands when they're supposed to. And it's not pretty sometimes. All right, guys, so I got those bolts in. I will torque them here in a little bit, and I will actually give y'all the torque specs here in a second. Let me just mount this to the engine block now. And that way we are good. Can you pass me the other screw? Oh, come on, check. I see it. All right, guys, I was able to get the intermediate shaft back on. I was able to mount it. So I know that I think I said in that last video that there was one bolt. There's actually two bolts that mount to the engine block. And then there's three that mount on there to the shaft itself. They're actually not that bad. I was actually quite surprised at how how tight they were, or how loose they were. Because according to Google, a quick Google search on this car, the immediate drive shaft to bracket bolt is 30 Newton meters or 22 foot-pounds. And then the drive shaft support bracket mounting bolts, the ones that hook onto the actual engine block, are 35 Newton meters or 26 foot-pounds. And when I was taking it apart, they were pretty easy to come off. So that's not a lot of torque. So don't over torque them. Torque them down to spec. And yeah, quick Google search helped me with that. So now that I got it all on there, as you can probably see, let me get you to see. Everything's back on there. Got the 3 bolts right there. And then there's one bolt down here. This one right here. I will point it out right there. These right here, these top ones, the top and bottom, are torqued to 26 foot-pounds. And then these other ones, these other 3, are torqued down to 22 foot-pounds. So there's not that much torque to them. So don't over torque them. So now we get to put everything back on and finish up. So guys, I've actually done this multiple times already. So I've actually given the torque specs in my other videos when it comes to doing all this. So that's why I'm fast forwarding it right now, because this is not the main topic when it came to this video. But if y'all found this helpful, if you found this informative, or if you found it entertaining, you know, give this video a like, share, and subscribe for more videos like this. Anytime I do a repair job, I will try to do my best to film it. And I know this channel is not automotive focused, but for some reason it turned out to be. And I don't mind it, actually. That's why I have a little subsection for it. If you like this content, just drop a comment below and tell me what you think. My channel is more than just automotive repair. It's actually travel videos, vlogs, and every once in a while, if I can get an interview with other businesses or people to talk about their business, that's the stuff that I'm going to be posting on my channel. But repair videos are a little bit of a side quest for me. So hopefully y'all enjoy it and it keeps y'all entertained and maybe y'all learn something. But anyways, I didn't film an outro, so this is probably going to be the outro for us. You know, I appreciate every person that's subscribed so far, and I appreciate all the comments and support that people have given me. So hopefully I can keep this channel going, and all I can say is thank you.